Have you ever watched a film or a professional video and thought, why do my videos don't look like this? Well, the good news is you don't need expensive gear to achieve that cinematic look. In this video, I'll give you a quick and simple guide to improve your videos using budget equipment or even just a smartphone. This is a short video covering the key points without going too deep into each topic. If you are interested in learning more details about a specific section, let me know in the comments below, and I'll make a dedicated video on that subject. We will quickly go through camera settings, composition, lighting, movement and color grading. These are all the essential to get that cinematic film-like look. First thing first, camera settings. Your footage needs to look smooth, sharp and properly exposed. So let's break down the key settings that will instantly improve your shots. Let's start with resolution and frame rate. If your camera allows, always shoot in 4K even if you export in 1080p. This gives you more detail and flexibility in post-production. But if you're using a smartphone, turn on 4K recording if available. Then let's talk about frame rate for a cinematic feel. For the classic film look, shoot at 24 frames per second. It creates that natural motion blur we are used to seeing in movies. If you want slow motion shots, record at 60 fps or higher, then slow it down in post. Now, shutter speed. Use the 180-degree shutter rule, so your shutter speed should be double your frame rate. So, if you're shooting in 24 fps, set your shutter speed to 1/50 of a second. This keeps movement looking natural. Then we have color profile and bit depth. If your camera allows, use a flat color profile like Cine 4, S-Log or D-Log, depends which camera you're using. This one preserves more detail in highlights and shadows, making color grading easier. Now that your settings are locked in, let's talk about composition and movement. These are two things that make a video feel professional. So let's start with the rule of thirds. You have to divide your frame into a 3x3 grid and place your subjects along one of these lines instead of centering them. This technique creates a more balanced and visually appealing shot. Then, leading lines. You can use natural lines like roads, fences or walls to give the viewer's eye towards your subject. Then let's talk about depth and layers. Instead of just placing your subject in front of a blank background, like this one, add objects in the foreground and background to create a sense of depth. Now let's talk about camera movement techniques. You don't need an expensive gimbal to get smooth shots. Here are some simple techniques you can use. First one, handheld stability. You have to bend your knees slightly and move gently to reduce camera shake. Holding the camera close to your body helps too. Then we have dolly in and dolly out. You have to walk slowly towards or away from your subject to create a dramatic effect. Then we have slow panning and tilting. You have to turn the camera smoothly from left to the right or tilted up or down to reveal your scene gradually. Then we have tracking shots, my favorites. You have to follow your subject while keeping them in the frame. This works great for walking sequences. Then let's talk about the best part, the lighting setup. Lighting is one of the biggest differences between an amateur and a professional looking video. But you don't need expensive lights, just understanding how to use the light can change everything. The easiest way to get cinematic lighting is just shoot during golden hour, with soft and warm light like in sunrise or before sunset. If you're shooting indoors, like me, in this environment, you can use some affordable LED lights and position them at a 45-degree angle to your subject. This creates depth and avoids flat and dull lighting. Finally, color grading is where the real magic happens. This step transforms flat footage into a visually stunning scene. Start by adjusting white balance, contrast and exposure to get the neutral base. Then adding the cinematic look. You can use LUTs, so lookup tables, or manually adjust the contrast and saturation to create a specific mood. You can use cool or warm tones. Films often use warm tones for happy and nostalgic scenes, and cooler tones for dramatic and intense moments. So, now you know exactly how to get a cinematic look without spending a fortune. Let's quickly recap. Camera settings. You can use a 24 fps, the right shutter speed and the flat color profile. Then, composition and movement. Frame your shots with intention and smooth movements. You can take advantage of natural light and simple LED setups, like this one. And finally, color grading. You can add that final touch to bring your footage to life. So guys, now it's your turn. You can apply all these tips and see the difference in your videos. Let me know in the comments below what tip helped you the most, and if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more filmmaking tips. See you in the next video. Bye!